This is the video next that goes with solving a system of equations by elimination method. Okay, elimination method actually has three different names. Okay, over time in history, as it was being developed in different parts of the world, it picked up different names. It can also be called combination method because we're going to be combining like terms. Okay, it is also called addition method because you're adding when you combine like terms. Okay, so elimination method, combination method, and addition method all refer to the same way to solve a system of equations without graphing. Okay, now we've already learned how to graph, we've already learned substitution. Now we're going to learn our third way for Math 1. Now I will tell you that this typically is people's most favorite method. Okay, this is the one they prefer over especially substitution. Okay, so I'm going to look at my first one and I'm just going to rewrite it right here because y'all know I write big and squeezing it in there is a little rough for me. Oh my gracious. Let me start that over. X plus y equals 4 and x minus y equals 7. And that's just a big old boo-boo right there. Okay, so I'm writing this down. Now, what we're going to do in this method is we're going to put a line underneath here and we're actually going to add these two equations together. Now, it's kind of like how when you were in first, second grade, your teacher taught you to write 4 plus 3 like this and you come up adding vertically to get 7. We're going to do the same thing right here and we're going to combine our like terms. Okay. So I'm going to have x plus x, which is 2x. Y minus y, that cancels out completely, equal to 4 plus 7 is 11. Okay. Now, look what happened. This y's canceled out. We would say that I eliminated the y. Okay, the y's were eliminated. That's why it's called elimination method. We combined our like terms, so combination method. To combine those like terms, we added them together. So that's why some people call it the addition method. Okay, now we're not finished though because we still got to find x. Okay, so if I divide both sides by 2, I get x equal to 11 over 2. Or if you want to, you can say 5.5. Yeah, your choice. Okay, doesn't matter, fraction or decimal. Now, I'm going to use 5.5 on this one because I know in the last lesson I did it with fractions. This time I'm going to do it with solving with decimal. Okay, now what I'm going to do is find my y next because I got a number for x. I can pick either of these to use. Okay, I'm going to pick the first one just because everything is positive. My number here is positive. So that's going to be I won't have to worry with a lot of negatives to keep up with. So I'm going to just pick x plus y equals 4 just because it's all positive. I'm going to replace, just like we did yesterday, we're going to replace the x with 5.5. plus y equal to 4. And of course, we're just going to subtract the 5.5 from the 4, which gives us negative 1.5. Okay. Now, I now know that my answer, putting the x first, is 5.5 and negative 1.5. Now, if you did this with fractions, what I would have had would have been 11 over 2 and then negative 3 halves. One or the other, you do not have to write both, just fraction or decimal. Okay, now go ahead and copy this. After you copy this down, we'll go ahead and move to example 2. I'm sorry, I was fixing my sunlight. All right, example 2, okay? Same situation. Okay, so we're going to start with 4x plus 5y equals 2. 2x minus 5y equals 16. Now, what tells me that I know I can combine these two equations is the fact right here, I've got the plus 5y and I've got the minus 5y. So my y's have coefficients that are total opposites of each other. And see, that was the same thing in example 1. Because right here, see, I had plus a positive 1y and a negative 1y. They were complete opposites of each other. Okay, so let's go ahead and combine our equations. So 4x plus 2x is 6x. 5y minus 5y cancels out. 2 plus 16 is 18. When I divide both sides by 6, I get x equal to 3. Now, again, I can pick either of my two original equations to find y. I'm going to just pick the one I think is easiest for me to deal with. Okay, and I'm looking at that first one and I'm seeing all positives, so I like that. I am prejudiced. I would rather not deal with negative numbers if I don't have to. So I'm going to pick the 4x plus 5y equals 2. I'm going to substitute 3 in place of x. So 4 times 3 plus 5y equal to 2. That is going to be 12 plus 5y equal to 2. And that gives me 5y equal to 2 minus 12, which is negative 10. And that means y is equal to negative 2. Okay? Well, if that's the case, what is my ordered pair? 3, negative 2. There we go. Go ahead and pause it, copy this down, and then we'll go to example 3. Now, the difference with example 3 to example 2 is I'm going to eliminate the x, because if I notice my x terms are opposites of each other, positive 3 and negative 3. I'm just rewriting my equation, making sure I put my line under there. So that line is what tells readers that you're adding or combining, okay, without just having to say, well, what did you do there? Okay, now 3x minus 3x cancels out. 2y minus 4y is negative 2y. 9 minus 3 is 6. That would make, when I divide, y equal to negative 3. Okay, now picking which equation I want to do the second part with, I'm still going to stick with that first one only because, oh my gosh, that second one's got all kinds of negatives and minuses. That is an area. The more negatives and minuses you get, the bigger chance of making those little nitpicky integerable mistakes. I'm going to go right here. Now, I'm going to have 3x plus 2 times negative 3 equal to 9. That means that 3x minus 6 equal to 9. If I add the 6 to both sides, I've got 3x equal to 15 and divide, so I get x equal to 5. My ordered pair here is 5, negative 3. Okay, go ahead, pause it if you need to, copy this down, put these notes into your interactive notebook, and go to Canvas and work on your assignment.